this time. Pesquisei no Google como assim.
To probably get the siphon here. He does
Stompy.
get the elimination onto Stompy, goes for the full elim to get that siphon. Now he's got Shinken right next to him. Shinken is not doing well either. He does not have the health that he needs to contest this. If he's able to land those shots, Cartoon and Ardit still on that high ground with that RPG, and we have Azonai onto the ground as well. And Ardit now choosing to drop down, does take out Shinken, Bella, AEU, and A's having a little bit of a 1v1 down below, but Cartoon is just raining down these rockets right now.
And there you have it, the victory royale as Ardit and Cartoon high ground control, sending all the explodes in the server down to those players, and there was no chance for them. It was like a snowball right in this desert here of them being able to survive from the onslaught that we saw. But speaking of snowballs, we're gonna go right over to the snow biome here on the island. We got a lot of players still kicking in this match, and we have two premier players here, Hunter and Kinstar from Solari. They had qualified last week in what was an emotional.
Solari or Solari?
I think it's kind of like tomato.
Tomato. Okay, I like that. Yeah. We love you guys. You guys have some great players. So now Kinstar and Hunter have been ones to watch out for.
Yeah, they have, and they qualified last week. And also, just a note, I believe, I'll check right now, but I believe on Twitch, the Solari stream is live with the French commentators and coaches there. So if you want to see some awesome hype commentary, maybe you don't understand the language, but you can tell excitement.
Get excited.
You can tell excitement. You can tell hype. Doesn't matter what language you're speaking. Definitely check that out.
Definitely, and they do pick up some nice utility here, a couple slurps, a big pot, lots of resources they're going to be able to top off, and they have access to those two rifts. So these two are in a great position now with that early momentum to be able to convert into a victory royale if they so please. But lots of players still left in this lobby right now. We've got Kazorla and D Johnny Boy.
Johnny
Boy. Oh, so this is the same thing as the Shinken thing. Johnny.
I'm assuming it's
Johnny Boy.
D Johnny? DiGiorno.
I think you just put more power into the J.
Well, it's not delivery, it's DeJohnny Boy.
No, not like that.
Guys are welcome. Someone messaged me, by the way, and said that my jokes are amazing. So just wanted to give a shout out to a few of the folks on social media, except for Luke Z M8, who said, "Golden Boy FTW, stop please."
Just stop. Nothing else.
Just stop.
No
please.
other advice. Just stop.
Just stop, man. Just stop.
You know, it's so funny with negative comments. Why are those always the?
Oh no, he's not being negative. It was a laughing emoji.
No, it was a
with it
meme.
too. It was just funny. It's like
okay.
it wasn't negative. You know.
No. It's neutral.
It was
Just stop.
He's just giving me good life advice, Kitty. That's really all it boils down to.
Please keep going. Please keep going. Don't stop, or just stop life advice, guys. Okay, here we are. Kazorla, 4 eliminations. Johnny Boy sitting on. on no eliminations, but I bet he's being as supportive as ever. Teammate, they are raining in shots now on this opponent. They know that he is weak, and you see some shots coming in from the top right too. This is and max out their resources again. We got Jantrot, Frantes in this lobby, Takashi and Azale as well. Kinstar, we just saw them use one of their 2 rifts right now into the air, so they do still have access to that other rift. We're going to spectate Hunter now, though. Has those 4 shadow bombs. A few players in the sky now. Joy, Kupex, Lol, Mage. You know, if you guys are making it this far in these EU lobbies, I want to make sure that you get your time to shine. I'm going to try and shout out your names.
These EU lobbies have been
all these pros
so fun
added
to watch.
in your Twitter bio.
Yeah, they've been so fun to watch because the European players, they have like a good mixture of that aggressive play style, but also when they want to play that more controlled position holding play style, they can easily do that as well. They really are the total package here. Now let's see what Hunter and Kinstar are going to try and do here, because there are some players that were right in front of Hunter, and look at that, just going for the shots right away, agitating the beast. And this player went for the shots, and you know, you have to wonder, what was the maybe just going for a last-ditch effort there. I think that player was dangerously weak and may have been taken out by the storm. Very hard to tell there, but regardless, they're going to get whisked away with that rift to go, and they're going to hug the edge of the storm, just as you're seeing here. And if it's timed out nicely, they can make their way to the top of that hill. And the snow biome in the island is so rough to play in, because you have these very sharp hills, as you see here, and you don't have much of a choice, and that's going to be a down there on the meteor. Hunter is going to register that one right away. That player landing right in front of him, and they did just as I said, landing right at the edge of that hill, because it's such a steep drop there, as you can see on your screen.
Yeah, you know how difficult that zone is when the players opt to take 30 ticks of storm damage just to get that early high ground on this cliff. And you'll see a lot of players go down on that lower ground if they're not positioning themselves properly. So Kinstar and Hunter have great positioning right now. They have those shadow bombs if they get knocked down, and they want to use them to protect themselves from fall damage. And now they're just going to take any shots they can on these players as they try and rotate up this cliff. You do not want to get stuck under it. And thankfully, it actually is moving away from the cliff, so any players that were at the bottom of it are going to be okay. Now Hunter and Kinstar need to make a good decision to either waterfall down, maybe they'll use the shadow bombs, but they've got lots of resources to work with right now. Getting some clean picks, double pickup from Hunter right now. 11 eliminations between the two of them.
And these are eliminations that I'm sure Kinstar would want to be able to get back that HP that he lost.
Está num raio ali, já tem bomba pra descer, tá 4
So you're going to have Hunter raining down damage on these players, so there's not really much of a chance that they could hold this off. Fury's going to have to dip down low. You're going to have Kazola alongside Johnny Boy. Zero's going to get chased down right below Kazola here, and Johnny Boy is going to make him pay for that. And while all that's going on, you're going to have Hunter and Kinstar owning up above. It's going to be a 2v2v2 here. All duos still fighting in this matchup, and it's the Solari duo owning the high ground. Fury's going to drop down low. Zero hanging out alongside his teammate. They're trying to hold this one here. They're trying to actually force him down with some shots. They have no more builds, as you can see. They're not placing anything else. So because of that, you can tell that that is the situation they find themselves in. But the fight, the drop down happens here, as you see on the left side. Kinstar and Hunter, they're going to go for it. Zero has nothing left. And Kinstar, Hunter, dynamic as they win the game.
Well, 7-7 eliminations. These guys are putting on a clinic in the differing levels of high ground here. You see them as soon as, I mean, you look at the top left corner of your screen, as soon as they're having to descend again, they're going down with this waterfall technique and making sure that they're never too high, that if they get shot down, they're going to get taken out. But incredible game, an incredible show, guys. Make sure you check out the Solary Boys if you want to get some tips on your Fortnite. But we got Cam with the breakdown.
Para, isso mesmo que eu vi.
But
Mas
let's
de verdade
take
que
a
ela
peek
rolou.
at some of the plays we saw in the last match and some of the highlights coming out. So first, one thing I want to note here is Cartoon's ability to get the high ground and what it ends up then
Essa
meaning.
pra frente
They
de
grab the
qualidade,
launch
meu
pad up
Deus.
the side, go for this build battle, and he's going to be able to take it away. Now, from this point on, they are not challenged up on this high ground. It allows him to just start raining down shots, and right away,
Mas
he's
pegou um
impacting
de novo,
other
ó.
high
Vai pra
point
fora.
duos. Achilles and Kinzel getting impacted there right away, and he's not done. And again, we stress so much how every little interaction matters. This is all because they were able to find the launch pad, rotate up onto the high ground, and just look. They haven't even had to take a shot. They're not covering their sides, and Ardit is now going to be enabled to start working top down and pick up Shinken right there as he's working through. And what this means is they're going to close that out, pick up the victory route, and get the points. Now, Cazorla, that's what we talk about when you need everything to go your way. Sometimes it's not even a pixel. His opponent actually moved into that shot, Robin going for the peak, but then it allows him to establish position and pick up another good gatekeeping elim right there, and he makes sure to push out and get the utility. Now Hunter right here on a great little CQC, as Golden Boy said, the close quarters combat, good pickup onto Clash Joke, and then the rotation around the outside. They take a ton of damage to make sure they get control of the high ground, but that's what matters, because if you're not going to control that, you're not going to be able to run these games out, and you're in a much harder position. The high ground, as we've talked about before, enables you to do so much. As you can see, Hunter and Keemstar are now just hugging each other, literally on the same square, but checking all of these angles, and all of the players on the low ground are utterly helpless. There's nothing you're going to do, particularly when it's the players who are so good. That was Cazorla, who is having such a good run, but it doesn't matter how well you're playing individually if there is a well-coordinated duo on the high ground working top down, just like the Slaughter duo. Let's take a look at those standings so far. And again, you two need to learn how to share. That's not fair. So, on a side note of that, for a lot of the people who have talked about it, again, this is more so my personal opinion when it comes to it, about previous qualifiers playing in. One, you don't get a chance to play in this environment all the time. And two, when you're playing on that stage in New York City, you're playing against the best of the best for the $30 million prize pool. So you're going to have to beat these guys one way or another. Might as well take it there. You can see Ketcher and Trippern also getting up there, but don't forget, these previously qualified duos, these spots will not get taken up. So as of now, if this held, 3rd through 6th would be the